Hello guys, what is up? It is me, Rahul here, bringing you guys another NHL What If video, and today we have something on stacked for you today. Basically, we are going to do the one and only what if the 1986, actually the 1987-1988 playoffs. What if those playoffs were in a double elimination tournament? Now, this playoffs was notable because simple fact that I don't know, the Edmonton Oilers swept my Boston Bruins in 4 games. Well, technically five. Um, I'll discuss that in the end of the video. But before we do that, please be sure to drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Click on that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Now, without any further ado, let's get straight into this. Now, before we get into these playoffs, let me just remind you, let me just go through something real quick. Um, the Patrick Division of the 1987-1988 season, we had the New York Islanders, the Philadelphia Flyers, the Washington Capitals, the New Jersey Devils, New York Rangers, and the Pittsburgh Penguins. So during this division was so stacked that as you can understand, this is one of those divisions where all of the teams were um were above 500, with the Pittsburgh Penguins being above 500 by above 80 points, let's put it that way. So, in the Eastern Conference bracket, I am going to tell you this right now. It is going to be a 10-team conference double elimination playoff. But first, we have to get through the West Conference. Let's do this. Alright, so here is the West Conference original bracket, but for all of the simulated games. In this, the original, I'm gonna say this, in the, during the, like, starting in 1981 to 1982 season, um, they did, the top 4 teams in each division made the playoffs. However, it did include some outliers. So, the one that we're going to do today, the outliers, this is going to be a 9-team Western Conference double elimination bracket. First seed, you have the Calgary Flames, who are the Smythe Division champions, Clarence Campbell Conference regular season champions, and the President's Trophy winner with 105 points. Next up, you have the Edmonton Oilers with 99 points, who would, in the, in the original playoffs, would win the Stanley Cup. We shall see. The Detroit Red Wings won the North Division, are the North Division champions with 93 points. The Winnipeg Jets with 77 points. St. Louis Blues 76 points. Chicago Blackhawks 69 points. Los Angeles Kings, the LA Kings 68 points. Vancouver Canucks 59 points. And the Toronto Maple Leafs 52 points, which, might I add, the lowest point total for any qualifier, minimum 70 games played. So, if you have played 70 games, you could have at least had a chance. So, in, yes, this scenario, they, the Saint, the Toronto Maple Leafs did it. They edged out in the North Division the Minnesota North Stars by 1 point. So that happened. So in this scenario, the Vancouver Canucks, and I as you heard by my voice, I double checked. That means for the Smythe Division, they are all going to be grouped up in this double elimination format. Let's do this. So, as you see right here, yeah, it did happen. So, the Toronto Maple Leafs defeated Vancouver Canucks 9-8. Calgary then defeated Toronto 9-4. St. Louis defeated Winnipeg 5-3. Detroit defeated Chicago 6-4, and Edmonton defeated LA Kings, Los Angeles Kings 9-8. Then St. Louis defeated Calgary in an upset 8-7. Edmonton defeated Detroit 8-4. Then Edmonton defeated St. Louis 8-0. So there we go. Next up on the loser side, Vancouver defeated LA Kings, Los Angeles Kings 6-5 in a close contest. Then next up, you have the Chicago Blackhawks defeating the Vancouver Canucks 5-4. Then the Calgary Flames defeated Chicago Blackhawks 8-2. Next up, Winnipeg Jets defeated the Toronto Maple Leafs 6-2. The Detroit Red Wings defeated the Winnipeg Jets 6-2. Detroit Red Wings defeated the Winnipeg Jets 6-4. Calgary Flames then defeated the Detroit Red Wings 8-2. Then in a ring match, the Calgary Flames defeated St. Louis Blues 6-5, which means the Battle of Alberta. Calgary Flames defeated the Edmonton Oilers 7-6. Then the Calgary Flames defeated Edmonton Oilers again 12-4. So if you remember in the 19 NHL defunct teams double elimination tournament, this is what kind of happened with 19 teams, even though it was really big. This happened, and now it's happening again. St. Louis didn't make it, and so in this scenario, the Edmonton Oilers don't win back-to-back Stanley Cups. So there you go. So my final thoughts: Calgary came out of nowhere and just tore apart everybody, and Edmonton just choked in the final moments. I feel like St. Louis came out of nowhere, and I understand this is a 9-team Western Conference um um side, or as they called it back in the day, the Clarence Campbell Conference. Either way is fine. For the Western Conference, basically what I did was I took all of the all the guys from 105 points to 52 and then inserted the Vancouver Canucks. That is what I basically did. And yeah, so those are my final thoughts. Let's move on to the Eastern Conference side. Now, next up, we have the Eastern Conference original bracket. Now, yes, in this scenario, the entire, as I talked earlier, the Patrick Division was included. Because between 103 points and 77 points, I decided to include the New York Rangers and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Although, based on the seeding, as you see, Montreal is first, the winner of the Adams Division, Adams Division champions, Prince of Wales Conference regular season champions, 130 points. Boston Bruins have 94 points. New York Islanders Patrick Division champions 88 points. Washington Capitals 85 points. They have 38 wins, 9 points head to head versus Philadelphia. Philadelphia Flyers, they also had 85 points, 38 wins, but they lost tiebreaker head to head with 5 points versus Washington. Buffalo Sabres, they also had 85 points, but they had 37 wins. New Jersey Devils had 82 points, 38 wins. New York Rangers also had 82 points, but they had 36 wins. Pittsburgh Penguins, 81 points. Hartford Whalers, 77 points. Which actually means in this scenario, the Eastern Conference playoff bracket, the Hartford Whalers are the 10th seed. Um, yeah, and also this is a fixed bracket, which means, yeah, it is what it is. So I hope this works out. Let's check the final bracket. Alright, now as you take a look at this, yeah, there are a lot of crazy things. First off, we have the New York Rangers defeating the Pittsburgh Penguins 7-2. The Montreal Canadiens defeated the New York Rangers 4-1. Philadelphia Flyers defeated the Washington Capitals 5-4. New York Islanders defeated the Buffalo Sabres 6-1. Hartford Whalers in an upset defeated the New Jersey Devils 8-5. Boston defeated Hartford 7-2 to battle New England. Then the Islanders defeated the Boston Bruins 5-3, which means the Montreal Canadiens defeated the New York Islanders 6-0. Okay, now on to the losers bracket. The Pittsburgh Penguins defeated the Hartford Whalers 6-5. Then they defeated Sabres 10-3. The Philadelphia Flyers in the Battle of Pennsylvania, the Philadelphia Flyers defeated Pittsburgh Penguins 4-3 in a close matchup. Now, on the other hand, the New York Rangers defeated the New Jersey Devils 7-4. Next up, they defeated Washington Capitals 7-6 in a close battle. Then, the Boston Bruins defeated the New York Rangers 5-3. The Boston Bruins then defeated the Philadelphia Flyers 7-4. Finally, the Boston Bruins defeated the New York Islanders 7-5 of the rematch of the semifinals, which means the battle, the original six franchise rivalry to original six teams. The Montreal Canadiens defeated the Boston Bruins 4-2. Now, what do I make of this? The most surprising team, I have to say, has to be the Boston Bruins because they won, lost, and yeah. So in this scenario, the Montreal Canadiens and how do I say this? The Montreal Canadiens get a rematch of the 1985, 1986, 86 playoffs, and then Stanley Cup that year was I guess the final year. Oh, well, this is the rematch. Yeah, this is the rematch of the 1985-1986 season for the one and only Montreal Canadiens and Calgary Flames. The Battle of Canada, East versus West. Hey, let's see the winners. Yep. So, as you see on the screen, the Calgary Flames defeated the Montreal Canadiens 7-2, making them your 1988 Stanley Cup Finals, which means the infamous, season that Stanley Cup Series happened. So, I wanted to talk about the 1988 Stanley Cup Finals for a moment. Yeah, Edmonton did win the series in, you could say, 5 games, not 4. And Edmonton won the first 2 games, 3 games, and then they tied the 4th game and won the 5th game. However, because of this, the NHL disregards the stats from the May 24th incomplete game from the 1988 Stanley Cup Finals, although they are allowed to have they must retain the player's stats from game. So, in a way, and I'm just saying this, for the 19 playoff finals, where my Boston Bruins lost, I am gonna say that, to put it simply, Game 4, those stats were retained, in my opinion. The actual Game 4, there is no summary. It's like kind of weird if you look at Wiki, but anyway, it's 6-3. So for Game 5, I'm gonna say Game 5. So yeah. So that's the end of this episode on what if the 1987-98 and 1988 Stanley Cup Finals were, you know, um, Stanley Cup Playoffs were a double elimination tournament. I know I say 1987 like 2 years, but I say that for a reason because it makes sense to me. Because so anyway, next episode you're gonna be seeing this after the defunct teams. So, um, and the first video for the What If series, it's gonna be what if the you probably already saw it, the 1976-77 Stanley Cup Playoffs were a double elimination tournament, and then you would have seen the 19 defunct NHL teams. Yeah, that was a 25-minute video. It was 26. Okay, so the next episode might, and I'm gonna say might be a redo of the 1974-1975 Stanley Cup Playoffs, only because of certain things, and I might do a redo of the of the recent Stanley Cup Playoffs, 2021 to 2022. We shall see. As you know, I tried my best for those 2 episodes. I might do redos depending on what happens, but it is what it is. Um. Anyway, you're gonna see the next what if. If it's not hockey related, I'm gonna give you something else. All right. All right. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Y'all are legends in my book, as well as for me. I will see y'all in the next one. Take it easy, and peace.